Welcome to the Independent Workforce, the podcast where we explore the now and the future of work through the lens of temporary employment, such as freelancers, contractors, fractional experts, you name it. Here we speak with CEOs, recruiters, founders, and industry leaders about how they work with independent talent, the wins, the challenges, and the lessons learned. My name is Yurii. I'm growing the freelance market at freelancermap, an international platform that's been connecting top independent professionals with companies for over 20 years. And my guest is Laura Gil, a business manager and freelance and delivery partner for Microsoft Product Group, who helps lead a global freelance-based customer support program involving around, 900 professionals across more than 50 countries, and also who turned frontline insights into more than 200 products improvements, all these crazy numbers, while also making the program more efficient, engaged, and scalable. So, welcome, Laura.
Hi, Yuri.
Happy
Thank you
to
for
meet
having
you.
me here. Yeah, a pleasure.
Happy to talk to you. After the conversation with Nuri, I asked who is someone I should continue this conversation with? He was like, Laura, definitely go talk to Laura. She's doing all this amazing stuff. She's keep on building this community of freelancers at Microsoft. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So here we are. So let's start with the easy peasy, the first questions that you definitely know everything about. So tell me a little bit more. Okay, Nuri told, but I'm curious about your story. So tell me more about the programs, the freelance-based delivery programs that you run in Microsoft.
Yeah, this program is like a connection. I always describe it like a link, a connection between the customers and the product group. It's like we're trying to do it from the customer, get insight from them to the product group, so they know what is happening with the product, and then go the loop back from the product, giving the customer what they are needing. So it's this 360 loop between the product, the development of the product, and the customers and customer support, trying to make something insightful from every query a customer has, like, okay, this is not working, but we can try to turn this into a positive conversation with the customer. So this is kind of the final end of the program.
And how do you do this? I mean, sometimes it's very hard to build this loop, especially when you are working with independent professionals, when you are working with customers. What are some, let's three key points that helps you to do it in the best way?
Yeah, well, everything it's to be traceable. It's about data. Of course, the front end people that it's talking with the customers, like the support, you can call it the supporters that are working with the customers. They are having this conversation with them, and they need to tag everything with that. And at that point, AI, it's been like crazy for doing this. At the beginning, it was like more like a nightmare at the beginning, but now it's improving. And once that you have all that input, then we need to categorize them and to establish them. But one of the challenges is actually how to do the end-to-end of this insight that we have given to the product group, and how this turned into product development itself. We say that, and now you can do this in Outlook. Sometimes it's challenging because, of course, in very big companies, you receive input from different sources, not only us. So doing the traceability of this kind of projects is complicated as is huge.
What is the hardest part of working with freelancers?
One of the main challenges has always been security, and we have to face some situation to avoid fraud with freelancers. Now I'm talking freelancer working with freelancer at a scale, not one single freelancer that you can build this one-on-one relationship. But when we are talking about working with freelancer at a scale, because this program was in a very large number of people involved. It's about security, avoiding fraud. That was one of the key challenges, and also find the talent, the enough and the skills that you need, and how to make that work with your own compliance in your company. So that's will be the main challenges of working with freelancers.
And when you're talking about security and fraud overall, like maybe you can share with me some kind of example. Like, what do you mean exactly by saying fraud? I mean, like, I kind of understand it, but I'm curious, like, from your experience.
It's about sometimes identity fraud, like when freelancing, it's about relationship. We know that, and once you are working with one freelancer, that person can talk to another freelancer, to a colleague, and say, I'm working this way. So if you want to, you can become another freelancer if you want to. So sometimes we have seen people that has committed like fraud identity, saying that they are a different person, or they have different skills that they really have. And we needed, it was one core thing within this program to ensure that the security measures were enough to guarantee that the person that you think you're working with is the real person you're working with. But as I said, I'm talking about a very large program, so you cannot know everyone in that program, and everyone is working on their own from their own home, and most of the time you cannot even see their faces. Like, okay, please turn on your camera so I can check you're really who you are. So sometimes this can be some of the challenges in these kind of huge programs for freelancers.
How do you deal with them? Like, how do you overcome those challenges?
About security, it's about technology. In Microsoft, they have the technology. It's just the problem is actually not the technology. They already have it. The situation it's more related with all the papers that you need to do on how to deliver that on 900 people. You need like a huge plan to do that. I mean, a lot of people are involved in having that security environment that you need. Once that is set, that is we got the approval that these are the measures that we need, and this kind of, I will not go so technical in the kind of desktop that you need to have, or cloud computer, these kind of things. But actually, the partner that work with Microsoft for the freelancing relationship, they need to deliver that, because at the end of the day, the relationship is with the partner, not with Microsoft itself. So it's a lot of conversation with the partner. The partner need another partner for doing the technical stuff. So at the end of the day, you are building like a whole map of partners that doing this or that, and the implementation of this kind of technical measure is complicated. It gets times, and as you know, in business, everything is for yesterday. We need it, and it was top measure, top priority. We need everyone, 900 people from today for tomorrow in this new system, and warranting that that they are double checking their identities, all these kind of measures, that it's complicated. This is also one of the things, because we need it for working. That was like the rules of working within the program, but it also make very complicated or more challenging, at least to onboard people, because it take more time. It takes more steps. It takes more measures and a step to do on the onboarding part. So it's
Yeah, you know, I feel like if someone is listening from the company, from the business who wants to create some kind of a program and start working with independent talent, they might think, "Oh my God, it's so hard. There are so many steps and like it's
Yeah.
close to impossible." So, but once again, you didn't start it from like yesterday. You've been doing like Nuri told that he was doing like for years, and like
Yeah.
before, like why to go all these lengths, like why to go through all these challenges, why not just hire some like bunch of full-time professionals and like put them in the office and everything is okay, why to go through such amount of challenges to start working with these freelancers?
Well, because at the end of the day, it worked, and it worked much better than with other kind of traditional brick and mortar partners like call center. Of course, they have all that kind of a structure that's on the market. You don't need to break your brain for working with that. But working with freelancer, there is. I always say that working with freelancer is the most honest way of working, because it's like you know the task that you have, you know the project that you are working on, and you have to deliver on that. It's your relationship, it's what it's building, the relationship. So at the end of the day, um, all the complications of the concern, it was worthy, because the results that the program delivered was far better than the other partners could make it. It was more agile, it was more cost effective. I mean, it worked in all the dimensions that they measured the program. It worked better.
So am I hearing it correctly that even that you have to go through different challenges and build this whole structure of different partners, it's still worth it working with freelancers?
Sure.
Got it. And let's turn back. Let's come back a little bit to this like partner system, because you
Okay.
told that you cannot work with like individuals one on one, and you have to go to work through a partner or through a platform. So how does it work? So for example, let's imagine there are 10 freelancers who wants to work with Microsoft. So what should they do to start working with Microsoft?
Yeah. uh, at this point, it's like all the freelancing relationship in Microsoft, it's done by Upwork. That it's one of the biggest freelancing companies. Just because at the end of the day, Microsoft is so big that they need a very big company to build the relationship. So if anything happen, it's the partner who deals with it, not Microsoft, of course. So if you want to become a freelancer for Microsoft, you need to go to that partner and start working with them. And they are always trying to find new talent. So definitely, there are always open positions for working as a freelancer for Microsoft in customer support, in this kind of initiative. It actually is one of the challenges to find the talent, the amount of talent that they need. But at some point, it's like working with that partner is I wouldn't say that it's not enough. It's like if you're in this, the nature of this program is like you need people from day one to from yesterday to tomorrow, and you need 20 people that speak, I don't know, Russian, that speak languages that are not English, so at some point it's also challenging for them to find that kind of talent. So they are also building their own cycles, their own ecosystem of partners, and even if it's not enough, and sometimes it has happened, you need to find, at the end of the day, you need to give the results. If your partner is not being as agile as you need at this point, you need to find another partner yourself. So at some point we build a whole ecosystem of another partner that go through Upwork. That was like the compliance way of doing it, but it's like we have talked with, I mean, every partner, every freelancing platform that it's on the market. We have talked trying to provide this talent that we needed. I can name it like at least 4 or 5, like gig AI, I don't know, pro teams, shakers, and different ones. And because also there are some country limitations that sometimes not work, hiring a freelancer is not legally available for one specific country. You need to do it in a certain way. You need to do it through an employment of record or this kind of solution that are like middle part within the ecosystem. So that's also part of the equation that you need to work with.
Am I understanding it correctly? So, for example, if you work with pro teams, they still have to go through Upwork?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the craziest part, and it's interesting because I'm talking to different people, like from the hiring industry and from the business side, and also for freelancers. And there is a huge conversation going about like platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, like somewhere where people kind of compete for the rate. And it's like not very healthy for freelance. Of course, for businesses, it's good because you still can hire like good talent for like normal money. Yeah, it's okay. Everyone is happy. I mean, like businesses is happy. And I hear that more and more professionals they're going to other more like niche platforms where they are not competing for the rate. And I feel like it's getting harder and harder. What you've told also to get this talent because at some point they just don't want. If you really want to get great professionals, they don't want to fight for the rate. They know their price. They know that hey, if you hire us, we can deliver you the best results. So I'm curious, how do you find those professionals?
That actually was one of the challenges. What we have done, I don't know if well or not, is like hire them through these niche platforms, and then as things work in the way they work, we needed also to hire them through Upwork in this special way. So, but at the end of the day, it's not even fair within the community because you are creating different kind of people that you have hired in a different way. So it's not even very fair way of working. So yeah, at the end of the day, everything is challenging, but you need to build things, and it's a try and error most of the time. Like, okay, we are trying this way, it's working. No, we have this new challenge. We are this is called the future of work because actually we are working with the future of work. So we are creating this new way of working, and it's not written how to proceed with everything. So yes, we have solved it this way. Of course, it has bring very good professional, but new challenges also for working with that.
This episode of The Independent Workforce is brought to you by freelancermap, the home of freelancing. Whether you are looking to hire top freelance talent fast or a freelancer ready to find your next big project, freelancermap connects the right people with the right work. No endless job boards, no guesswork, just direct access to verified experts and opportunities across the globe. Visit freelancermap.com and start building your next success story today. Yeah, and I feel like, it's future of work is already now of work. It's already happening because like out of every conversation that I have like with guests here on the podcast, I learned about something that already is happening and like happening for like 5-10 years. And for someone it's new, even though it was like on the market for ages already. And it's interesting. You were talking also about this ecosystem of agencies and platforms and freelancers. So if someone is an agency, or let's imagine recruiting agency, and they have good talents and they know that their talents are worthy and they are professional and they can work with Microsoft, like what is the way for them? Like how should they contact Upwork or should they contact you? Like what is the way of starting to work with Microsoft as a recruiting agency?
I would say that up to my knowledge. If they need to, as they need to go through Upwork, they can, of course, contact Upwork. But the best way will be like, or how we have done it is like the Yurii in that case, or the one that is running the program, is the one that tell Upwork like, okay, I have this bunch of people that want to work. I want to work with them, this recruiting agency. So Upwork start working with them. So they do all their own stuff, or their own papers on how they are going to work, because what's happened is not all agencies work in the same way. I mean, some of them works on project-based rates. Another works on hourly rate, that it's different. Another way it's based on outcomes. Like, okay, so they also need to speak the same language and to see how to make everything works in the best way, or in a feasible way for them.
And also, does it mean that if there are, for example, two companies, let's say once again Upwork and someone else, does it mean that it will be like two extra rates on top of freelancers? What I'm talking about, because Upwork, they're getting a percentage, and it's like that's how all the platform work. But for example, if we add in like Shakers on top, so Shakers will have percentage and Upwork will have percentage. So Microsoft will have to pay like double price for that? Oh my God, it's crazy. Like
it's crazy. At some point, it's like you have to see the numbers. That's not sustainable. That it's not working for everyone. But what is the alternative for that? The alternative will be that you can build legal relationship directly with the agencies, but in big corporation, I'm not talking about Microsoft in this way, but I mean, this is it has happened to me in different companies too. Like all the papers, all the compliance, all the legal support is complicated. So only big platforms has the background to if anything happens to say, okay, I am serving for that, and that is what big corporations need. So sometimes creating a PO, like a purchase order for a little agency, it's more complicated to get the approval from your compliance, your legal team in as a provider, than working with one platform and everything goes through it. Yes, it's part of the rules of how it's working right now.
You know, I can already see like such a huge field for different AI implementation where you can help easily to deal with all this compliance and all the things. I feel like, you know, there is exactly the challenge to be solved, because I can't imagine like why these things as compliance and security, okay, yes, it's very important. But once again, like we are not in the stone age. People know how to deal with the stuff. Like it's all about the paperwork, but people know how to do paperwork. People know how to make it automatized. And then like, yeah, but anyway, I feel like it's totally different conversation. And still, you told about like building these relationships, and that's, you've told that you like working with freelancers, and it's specifically because of these relationships and honesty and connections. So why is it important to build relationship with freelancers?
Well, because once you have worked with one freelancer, I always say that one freelancing lead to another freelancing, like lead you to the other one. And I was talking with one of my colleagues, in a former colleague in Microsoft as a freelancer, that now he is on other project, and he's also working with another freelancers that have worked for our common project. So it's like, and I was so happy listening when he was telling me about that, like, okay, it actually we did well, because we are building the community, we are building the connections. And this is for me how freelancing is about. Like maybe at some point you're working for this project, but it ends, or you don't want to continue, or whatever it happens, but they know how you work. they know on what you are expert. You have built this trust. So for the next time I heard something that someone need a technical guy that does this, I would call you because I know how you work. So I think this is the main thing about freelancing, and the important thing of building this relationship. And one of the things that we tried to do in the program was trying to build this community, but building a community for 900 people, everyone in the part of the world with different cultures, with different mindset. It was challenging, hard. You can you can say the way you want, with different schedules. Because actually what we wanted was to give them this opportunity. For us it was easier to just do your job, I will pay you for your outcome, and that's all. But we wanted to give this extra mile, like we are building something else. And because of the importance that we see on that. On how we do it, we can talk about it if you want it. But yes, answering your question, yes, building relationship is key for freelancing.
Yeah, I feel like building relationships and building a community is like the whole, like the topic itself. Because, for example, I have another podcast called The Community ROI, where I talk specifically about how to build communities for businesses. And then I have a little bit of like conversation with people about human connections, about how much you actually have to invest. And I really loved how you framed it, that we are going extra mile. And that's exactly something that you might not even get paid for. It's something that you are doing as a human, not as like the type of your role or job description. It's like you have to have it in your heart. And I remember that Yurii was sharing the thing that here, like, there are community builders by title and they're building community, and there are community builders by heart. So I feel like you are exactly also the community builder by heart. So yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, because one of the things, and this is very connected with working remotely, it's like at the end of the day, we are everyone in our home with our own stuff and this kind of thing. And the only way to feel connected, to feel part of something is building this kind of relationship. Writing someone like, okay, you are okay today, or how are you doing, or do you want to have a quick chat and on what is happening on your side. And not always personal side, also professional. I know that you are facing this challenging, I know you are these goals and how you are doing this, that. To be this human part is what make the difference, and what make people feel part of something else. And I really feel that people are grateful of being part of this program because of the opportunity they have, not only to earn money, because of course we are all here for earning money, but for the ability of being part of building building something, and to be meeting people that at the end of the day they are happy to meet with. Actually, freelancer, I always say that the best one, they're always freelancers, because they can do it. I mean, and the opportunity to be working with so extraordinary people, it's like something to be grateful.
I still continuously talk about why you have built relationships with freelancers, and you framed it that you told that when you connect with one person, they connect you with another and with another and with another. Because I cannot actually imagine it that like the full-time experts connecting like this way. I mean, like, yes, they do, they have some friends, but what I hear from my friends who are working in companies, usually you don't have a lot of friends on your workplace, and you are connected with like a few people, and yes, you can move them upfront if you hear about some position or job offer, whatever. But freelancers, as you've said, they survive in communities, they connect, they know the whole world. When you know just one freelancer, they can give you access to like dozens and maybe sometimes even hundreds of other freelancers. And that's the beauty, and they're kind of not competing with each other. Yeah, of course, if there is one position and someone to be hired, they will compete. But once again, the best will win, because if you are better, yeah, it's like that's how it works. But once again, like, from your perspective, what is the main benefit of building these relationships? Why I'm asking, because some people who are starting working with freelancers or maybe working with them here and there, they don't care. They think about freelancers like something that they just put to bridge some gaps, and that's it. And we will never meet again. But I feel like they're wrong. And I'm curious, like, what is the most and the best thing? Why should people invest into these relationships?
Because it's how opportunities come to you. I mean, if you are a very specific technical or very some very niche professional, maybe you get your freelancing opportunity because someone knows you, but it's difficult to be known as a freelancer. Only if you are building this kind of relationship, if you know people, if people know you, if they know what you do, is your way to is your how you show yourself to the rest of the people. So at the end of the day, it's how you get the work. Of course, platforms are here. And you can postulate yourself. You see one job post and you apply to that, your rate, your project, and this kind of thing. That work, of course, that's the base of the platforms. But not all the freelancing opportunities are driven by the platforms. There are some other kind of job tasks that are not driven by agencies, and only if you are building this kind of relation. Even if they are driven by agency, it's not the same that you know how that agency works, and you have the name of the account manager of that agency, and you can tell, okay, now I'm open to new positions, and so they know how you work, which is your profile, your value, so they will find you a good project. It's not the same that they call applying for the platform. Okay, we'll see which one, because you don't know how many people have applied to that position, and this kind of thing. So at the end of the day, building relationship is how you get the opportunities. And also because I mean, it can be quite lonely if not. You don't have co-workers, you don't go to an office there, so how you relate yourself with other people, how to see what they are facing the same challenges that you. So building this relationship is the way to manage and to be part of all of this.
And it's when we are talking about freelancers, and if we are talking about like recruiting side, why should they build relationships with freelancers?
Well, because they are the talent pool. I mean, it's no freelancing. It's like on trending. Like we every day. It's getting bigger and bigger, but it's not the main option in the market. I believe, I don't have the numbers, but so it's difficult to find people to become to be a freelancer. Most of the times, recruiters they need to prospect people that are working for regular companies, like 9-7 full-time job, I don't know, and tell them, hey, you want to become a freelancer? Sometimes it's hard to have this kind of conversation. You really need to be very, very convincing for them. So if you have a good talent pool of people that you know that work well, you are gold mine, because companies like Microsoft, whatever, big corporations, they will need the talent, and the first thing that they are working to you is like, show me what is your talent pool. Do you already have the talent? Because if what you're going to do is like through LinkedIn finding the talent, you are going to become late. Like I need it right now, and if you need to prospect everyone, they do the interviews, you are not the solution that I needed. So it's having a talent pool is the goal of the agencies.
And also, like to your point, having a talent pool of freelancers is different of having a talent pool of full-time experts because, once again, the process is so much faster. And for example, if you need a freelancer, you need them yesterday. But if you need like a full-time expert, companies can spend like 3, 6 months just for interviewing and hiring and like assessing people, and then maybe they can hire someone or maybe not. But freelancers, it's a little different story. And I totally get what you're talking about. And I really wish to have the sky as the limit to our conversation, but time is the limit. So the final question: what advice would you give to companies just starting to work with freelancers and to freelancers entering the market?
Okay, for companies, it's like you need to change the mindset. Freelancing is working, and the results I talk by themselves. There will be challenges, of course, but the outcome that you get, the agility, the new perspective that you get, they will be totally worth it to start working with freelancers. And you don't need to work a 900 freelancer program. You can start working for a specific project that you don't find the talent, and you need it for now. Nowadays with AI, freelancing is getting up because you need the talent and you don't find it very quickly in the market. That for the companies, and for the freelancer themselves, the key is to find to find a job, is to expose yourself, is to showcase how you're working. Of course, you can have your portfolio online, and all they will need it, of course. And that's super key, but they need to build this kind of relationship. If not, it's difficult to find them. And very, very specific advice is to know very well on what you are good. I mean, freelancing, it's what I'm seeing, it's for a specific task, for a specific project. So I need A, B, C, D. If you are good in A, B, C, D, this is yours. But you need to know on what you are good, so I can match. That would
Yeah,
be.
exactly. Yeah, I feel like it's something that I hear more and more and more, that if you're a freelancer, you have to know your value and you have to know what you're doing, and then talk exactly about this. Not like I can do everything, just hire me, but specifically I'm an expert in this, this, and this. That's why you should hire me, because it's
Yeah.
like a huge difference. And last but not least, name 2 people I should reach out to talk about the independent workforce.
I would say I have a friend that is working for a startup, and she has worked on with freelancer for very little project. The name is Rebecca Rico. I will put you in contact with her. And also Miguel. He has worked for Microsoft, but he's the one that I was mentioning, that he has building their own project, and now he's working with new freelancers. And for me, he's the best also. So I will give you their contact.
Got it. Please do. We'll be more than happy to talk to them. And, Laura, it's so interesting that even during this conversation, even though we are speaking online and like through camera, I can still see the passion and how you are talking about freelancers. Like I see your eyes are like just shining because you totally believe in this community. You totally believe in building these human relationships. And you also believe in the independent workforce because you can see specifically from your experience and building this program and talking and working with these people that you see that they are a little bit different, that they are a little bit more motivated, that they want to deliver exactly what they are hired for. Because otherwise, like it won't work for them. They're here to deliver work, not to just get hired. And that's a huge difference. And thank you so much for sharing your experience with me.
Thank you, Yurii, for all this conversation. It's been a pleasure.
And see you in the independent workforce market. And for listeners, thank you for joining us on this episode of The Independent Workforce. I hope you've taken one step closer to working smarter with freelance talent. If you enjoy this conversation, subscribe to learn even more and share it with your colleague. And remember, the future of work is now.